Hello, welcome to the Index Sports Show for December 3rd. Blake Toppmeyer, editor-in-chief of the newspaper. As always, Jack Nicholl, sports editor, and Brent Foster, assistant sports editor. We have on the show this week Jerry Wollmering, director of athletics for Truman. Jerry, thanks for coming on the show to talk with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Exciting times for Truman athletics recently. We'll get into some of those things as we get going here. Jack, I know you want to ask Jerry about the new parking situation.
Jerry, now the new parking system has been moved to the parking lot across from Franklin. Do you think that will affect attendance at all?
Well, I think not really, because historically, even with the east side being our main entrance, especially on weeknight games, the lot's always been full anyway. Parking's always been a challenge for us. I was excited when the university decided to build the parking lot across from Pershing on the west side, because I think that provides more of an event venue type parking. And obviously with the construction going on now, we feel that really it's just accessible from that side. Once people kind of get the hang of it, we have the southwest corner doors there by the concession stand will kind of be the main spectator entryway, and really, if you probably step it off from there to across the street versus on the east side going up the stairs out the hallway, that's probably it's our long range goal that really the west side of Pershing be dressed up someday, and really so it's more of a noticeable as you drive into Franklin that you notice that that's where the gymnasium is. So I don't see it, especially the people, the regulars that I guess I would call, they're still going to come. I thought even over break the other day we had a decent crowd. Obviously we had Marsha Taylor dance group that brought a lot of people in, but a lot of the same people that regularly attend. So we'll see how it happens with how the students react to it. But we'll still have the east side doors open for students that live on campus coming from Ryle or Glen, Mason, Brewer, Dobson, Missouri. We'll still be able to get into the east doors going down the stairs around the corner like they always say.
Okay. Are you still going to be handing out programs and maybe having ticket sales on both the east side as usual and by the concession stand?
We're kind of evaluating that right now. We did not, for the Saturday game over break recently, we did not usually we use a lot of students for our manpower games, and we didn't have a lot of manpower, so we did not have anybody working the east side. So we'll kind of evaluate that, and it kind of depends on who we can get to work and how many workers we can have. Because really, if you wanted to cover Pershing, such an old and unique building, there's about 6 different ways you could get into the building if you wanted to. So to try to cover all corners really isn't realistic. So obviously we're trying to promote the southwest corner as the main entry, and we'll still have programs. Even if we don't have manpower up on the east side, we'll probably set programs out and schedule cards and those kind of things.
Okay. Brian?
Megan Sharp winning National Freshman of the Year for volleyball earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about that, and how big is this for Truman athletics?
Well, we heard a lot about her coming in. We're excited when she signed to come to Truman State, and obviously she lived up to her recruiting billing, I guess. She's an outstanding athlete, a great middle. I think historically, some of the great freshmen that we've had have been outside hitters. So this is really the first time we've had a great freshman in the middle, and obviously a great honor being the conference freshman of the year, regional, and now national freshman of the year. And with her only being a freshman, she'll be exciting to have around for another 3 years. And obviously we'll still get a chance to see her on the hard court this winter. See how that goes.
You compare her to some of the other Truman greats, especially Alex Sherman. She had 3 great years here from the blocking.
Yeah. Allie was obviously a great, a lot more powerful type person. I think the difference was she was a transfer, had already had some college experience, where Megan came in. The first time I've seen someone come in straight out of high school and play like that in the middle for us. I mean, in the past we've had some great freshman outside hitters like Jessica Sears, Sarah Sherman, Kelsey, Wackerman, those type of people. They always seem to be the great freshmen we always had. Always seem to be the outside hitters. Where I think the different thing, Megan being in the middle, where I felt like if we would have had a Sarah Sherman or Wackerman or Jessica Sears before even your time, I thought Jessica Sears, I think Jessica Sears is the best outside hitter we've ever had. I don't remember the year she graduated, but I think she was before your dad's time, and she was just dynamic. And so if we can find someone like her on the outside to go with Megan in the middle, I think we're going to see even some great things in the next few years.
Volleyball finished their season recently and lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Right.
Still a pretty good season qualifying for the tournament, but maybe not quite as good as a few years past.
Sure.
First year for head coach Ben Briney. What are your thoughts on the way he led the team this year, and maybe what are you looking forward from him next year?
Sure. Well, I thought Ben did an outstanding job. I mean, again, the change in coaching staff. Obviously Ben had been here as an assistant, but change and when anytime you lose 6 seniors and 3 All-Americans from the Final Four team, but a team that didn't, we didn't win the conference last year, and only went to the Final Four. So the strength of our conference, knowing that, hey, we weren't going to be the powerhouse team that we've been in the past, 9 freshmen, even our upperclassmen, hadn't really played a lot. When you look at Lauren Graybill and some of our upperclassmen, that Allison Barker that hadn't played, been here, but really hadn't played a lot because of the outstanding seniors that we had in our program. So really, was almost like watching a whole new team. So I thought by still being competitive within our league, making our 10th straight NCAA appearance. Obviously we got steamrolled by West Texas, but as you saw, they steamrolled pretty much everybody, even Central, who was at home. So the interesting thing, the last 10 years, getting out of the last 10 years, I think only 2 host schools in a region have won the tournament. So, and again this year, a visiting team coming in and winning the regionals. And I was once we were out of it. Personally, I know some people wanted to see an MIAA team go on. I personally was rooting for Coach Stokes because I think he's a great coach and a great person. And I was excited to see him win the regionals, and I think after seeing what he did in our region, which I think maybe the toughest one, obviously Concordia St. Paul can be hard to beat, but my prediction is the Stokes versus Concordia title game. So I hope that happens, and I hope they knock them on.
Right. Yeah, that'd be an exciting title game.